Nana Akosua Frimpomaa Sapon chairperson edema the CPP, Convention People's Party. What is it last minute near Janet? If so Ghana they ba quite attack upon say a third force because nipa bi for say MPP ni NDC. Ya brom I say Ghana about to acquire tefra about tefra areas here. One na no abutu. We need these political parties to be formidable enough said they will beat me. And no more they are facing NDC and MPP three mu dan ya too much. But omo ani do omo so no I say omo so niam bi ye nhunu ni na kwaba. Ata je woni ho na me du ho konkonsa.
Yen sukra yemo.
Edru tambia niam bi no mo ha nkomo bi no ha ye dia on hwe abefo say bia ya hihye adwuma na yo bia for a very long time me ma follow me shall say follow na me Sakra. That was about 26 years ago ono na atu ho ache adwuma do ma ye tese ofrabu chire ba ni di America enintanya hwe na ebe na ehon frama aboye ni ade nti o sha se enye nti tese ase de ode no ho age politics and CPP for that matter na ade ana efe ba na say ya edin ama wo ho what is it
and easy. The only thing is first of all I'm chatting for kwanya chia atiefo nyina ene ahwefo nyina na sanjina ha onya bodo ma de me nsa do ma for obi a wotie mi bia me sanchia CPP for and most importantly say na kan here me chia the Nkrumahs any any mabawa our more Ghana omo pay an alternative omo here other ways be ma Ghana aye me de bia me coming can say empanifo mo de sia no say be omo nim de omo yo but establishment bi ho a no ma bi ho a wotimi se nipa no or try but enye adwuma and it's because say blueprints be any systems na omo use no emwa makroni mpagya wo hwemu a wotimi se be omo kɔ no omo ye bi but it's not going to work if you say wo hwe be Ghana ngina say na enti ye no bi no na ye feel say osaje fi to Kwame Nkrumah ono baaye no wo hwe ne ho to hu chema honhom very important in Africa sacrificial spirit na to whom for whatever they call it wo ho na say wo pese wo je what is right for the people na bibia be bia wo di nipa ye die and e be gina wo policies nyina no enye easy because establishment no eso so wo ho wo pese wo ja we pulu na we could have joined MPP and NDC. There's no doubt in my mind because in America, no, they are all our friends in MPP, me were ma in NDC. Seven prayer sites only have been easy for us. But I wanted an alternative, a year more patriotic. Minim say plan no, a year a bonipa more than what we see today. Typical example. As long as I want, in fact, say Kromino. I was say mining in wealth. The nation itself must be wealthy. It means that no people why I was say krono we yema mrant sending mamba was so ekotomo. I was so tima krono owning the resources of krono. Ghana hano ye policies na ye nsoka. Then we use liberal policies. Into be wie no na resources na ye modia no. Akodi ebi no nsem kro a omo sika enti se wo bie no to hode a na ka so bia meye obi atim be money gold obi atim be say na wan fast strong policies be able to say wo ba this is the maximum you can have so we will say dia ban ho e dia certain if it has be the next 5 years or 20 years I will ban there we can give you a certain concession but after that it must reverse wanye ne sa we go say na kro no eni sika It's not mine so any sika na dey bia mo ho and so that is why me man joining these other parties. I want to believe in the one now or see the African is capable Ghana ni bet my it's na me joining CPP but CPP no me ba no na me nim CPP mo nsem from your head for Akosua wo empanyfo akoko da asebe mpredua omo kasa to me say we no mo doman omo wa adwene omo wo hefa me papa abusakara owe maami samia owo hefa agude owo he pakwesi ndum owo he de na emi nwanwa mponi akoni efe ne sempo alachi banda obi asebe no no woni bibia that obejo ne CPP ono poja to ho CPP no akoye party bia obi ani hwem nti no time I fourth republic we no I join since I joined in the third republic any NDC any MPP year back is it the fourth and fifth I've even forgotten I year back
that was
so is the fourth republic
yeah 2000
precisely in the third republic and you're winning with Liman which was PMP yeah back fourth republic we move I any NDC be back home I winning here because we were the most organized political party with structures in every community cell small ABR enti eba asano e ma CPP no asinsen wiem enti at any point in time oba na we so bi be pena now na binum establishment no mo wachire na mo pese party ni pagya no na omo de omo hu nipa
what is their interest omo pese be pagya no
the same interest which was there until Pamomo Sajifu that Kwame Nkrumah koye. What was the interest?
Okay, so is it because an Oshet CPP, Oshet NPP, who CPP forum? In fact, my former parliamentary candidate, member of parliament, and a chairman of the NPP.
I don't put send one example. I'm sure it's in everywhere in the world. And in every establishment.
But we are talking about the most recent one. So CPP.
But the reason is because CPP has not been able to organize itself at the grassroots to take power. Yenya power. Senke wa power near where numbers are. Inka people won't just live like that.
Is it something you have not been able to agree on? Because meaning a bit is a kwesi pratimo, then kubako, omuna CPP for. And then most of the times, yeah, a binum kase no, let's not concentrate on flag bearership. And as a beer, you new free ball no so. Nyanhwe said the ABC aye team ni.
It won't matter.
They say yen create pay a lot more members of parliament. And when you team who say base in here, then we can build on it. But
the
there's
base
always
is
a
not members of parliament. That's this papa. Where I sit today, I can see clearly. I said exactly what the problem is. And we don't have the base. The power belongs to leadership. Power ni nipa kakra bi ekita which is the 9 members of leadership, the members 16 executives plus their executives in the regions, and then constituency few executives. The power is at the top. If you bring the best parliamentarians, they will end up with 1,200 and 500 numbers. Not because the system and the structure, which is the establishment, and yet conducive and it's not working for a political party that intends to get governance. That is why we are having the current problem we are having. Yeah, current issue na yeah one, and yeah issue a yeah personal, a yeah more of trying to make changes. Number one, I realized from day one why I took the chair and leader position because me na me Abu Sakara running mate. The obvious position that I was going for was to go with green so that I fight for the flag position. But after having gone round and having sat back to look at what was happening, there is no base. I don't care if I put you, like someone like you, in Doma or anywhere that you are really, really popular, you will not get nothing. Because you won't get the people who will go to the polling station area now. Because they must own party. Let me give you numbers. As we sit here, CPP is reorganizing. Reorganization tokwa. if you realize 50 plus 1 ayabana, it just came in after 1.5 years Nansinya. Why didn't it come in at the early parts of the way? Why didn't it come? It has been there. What could you see? What could you pack? What could you plane? What could you say? Has been the issue why the CPP, very noble men and women have left the party. I came in with a clear understanding. And I had to let some things go. So me yema junior and sana meba. It's a quiet say me sign me chair ye but should me can with you. Cause me retire so. Say me ba aba be yet 3 things in the party. Working with my executives and with the people at the take the power here and give it back to the people at the grassroots. Polling station electoral area. We have almost 800,000 people positions. I also the momo. We must do that. Yeah, in summer. Then, and we must do it by the end of this year. Because I was saying 2 years before elections. So that there's enough time for the flag bearer, for the parliamentary candidates to be able to take our good message of the manifesto to the people at the grassroots. And when they get there, as I'm telling say, because we are, and what say Obia or what Jahu or what's Afro or what baby from Bando Ekrabiase must carry the message back to the constituents, no, or could you more can, or to taxi more can, or didn't touch on me or was school or can because you have executives who also own the party. We don't have executives at the polling station and electoral area. That is has been our problem.
Other levels, so say, who is your general secretary?
Who I would answer the question if we can go back some years back and ask who was the general secretary for MPP, even though they were in power. Those for me are not issue. As to the fact that a general secretary has been indicted or a chairperson has been indicted, those are not the issue. I'm telling you, the reason why I came is to tell everyone to understand that CPP is reorganizing for power. Let me tell you the definition of political power.
My inspiration from this question, what inspired me, a house that does not, that is divided, cannot stand.
Yeah, boy. Sometimes you need to divide to stand. Because if we were a crab syndrome, Kotor syndrome, where when you are trying to do well, you keep the situations, that's why I use the word establishment, keeps pulling you down. You need to just get all and put the crab somewhere so the crab can cross somewhere. Papa, listen. It is the reason for which we are fighting. And I'm saying, the reason for which we are fighting is not personal. It is to build the party and give back the power to the constituents.
That may be CPP. More understanding because of the OPS or the CPP. But I'm wondering, say, omo only omo, and as omo unsuhunu say fight or hono. Is that their understanding as well?
If you after you talk to me,
if it is not their understanding, I say, well, from Abontiye the who say Ntokwa. But more dear, Moonim say, more person would never be ACC until Yen Tokwa to say the dream. And then you were talking about sending the message down.
No, saying that giving the power, the ownership back to the polling station and electoral area. We want that's how CPP won the first time with Osajifo.
But Osajifo Council organization decides all.
Everything, that's exactly. So that's why you're organizing.
And how do you divide and organize?
No, that's my point. At the top, the party does not belong to us at the top. We are just executives to ensure the party, we win power. The definition of a political party is a group or organization of people that have gone, who are in together to get power for governance. If you miss that division, a definition, you will miss the whole point.
By fighting, standing alone, but common, interest, non, to abundance, if I say, Monka mom na me baba eden e wo CPP.
Enti na me ka se, wo want to see na wo wadwene say e wo ho no. Ye ko so ho no. Ye ma wo tumi wase ho. Ti dem patcho papa 800,000 positions are available for CPP, which has not been filled in the Fourth Republic, which was there before we won power. It's upon to see na wo kano. Yes, say, Brabe, take a key position as the chairperson in your polling station. Take a position as the chairperson in your electoral area. Over the years, but your constitution is says, who your executive like myself and my other executives now, who are 4 years. 4 years mandate, one term. A term of 4 years, not about 2 times. Most of us know we have the 4 years, but yeah, man term by in 2020 August, which has also as a result of a fight that was there before. And before that one, there was also a fight. But over 2020 August now, now your energy is to how you rush to finish the national elections. You don't get numbers. There are no polling station agents. There are no polling station executives. So today, when we were coming in, our Council of Elders decided that as they've been given the authority, they will ensure that we do what is right by the constitution and the power of the party. And that means that I will say the elections within the 2 years, which is the end of this month. And then nobody buy I didn't talk about. Because I am the only person who has agreed, even though all of us decided not to agree. But after they called me and understood, because I really knew before I came, said I have 2 years anyway. But I knew I was going to do it within our own time. But the party does not belong to me, for goodness sake. It does not belong to us. And it belongs to the Ghanaian who wants an opportunity and an alternative to be able to have affordable accommodation, access to quality food, health, and all those things. These are the people who the party belongs to. And so we need to set it up so that we can win power.
So you have been made to understand. Now I find it's okay. The party.
So
now then you have a job to do.
Precisely, and the job will be done.
Getting others to understand. Say,
oh, they will.
It's
they will, because you know why they will. And then I don't know what the intentions.
Oh, you're fortunate you've seen it. One who light, to say they're okay. Getting the others to understand it the way you understand it is also
that's why we are in court.
You have to master.
That's why we are in court.
Going to court will make it.
Sometimes it's very necessary in this matter.
In this particular case.
Absolutely, and let me tell you why. The first court, after we were in court in 2020, and a court, the whole authority of the party, and the Council of Elders, who they already have per our constitution, to go ahead and run the elections and take over the party. And they did. And in August, we knew the constitution. I knew the constitution. That by the end of this year, we should finish all our elections. And we should, for the first time, do the polling station. In fact, that is why I took the position. Polling station, electoral area, and proper constituency elections. Otherwise, we'd always go to court for these very reasons. And to me, I came in there with a clear understanding. My colleagues also came in. But you see, sometimes when you confront the truth, it's very difficult. Especially if it doesn't come the way you expect. The way it came out, and it said, Obi diya court. The pakon diya court for about 5 months. And now, or no say, or per se a year polling station electoral area as part of the settlement, which I wasn't part of coining. It's only by any CMP because we don't want it to be so been a bit change. But the Council of Elders called us and said we must do it that way. I don't have a choice. And I made me play so. They called my general secretary. And she also, to the same meeting after they called me. As far as I'm concerned, I don't see how the general secretary can ever say no. Because said in previous amnesty in 2020 and Canadian general secretary, we would not have been in the position that we are in because the constitution was overturned by Akwete and Co. When they took us to court in 2020, Pachotia said they completely set the constitution aside because at that time, now the CC, the Central Committee, was dissolved. But Akwete was able to get it dissolved at that time. And see, clearly, we came under some sort of an amnesty arrangement. And therefore, it's the same amnesty, and by the end of the year, we would go through so that the party will have its legs. A political party, no matter the intentions, no matter how good the leader is, no matter the policy and good ideas that we have, which we have one of the best manifesto. If you look at our manifesto in terms of 2020, the manifesto that we had run, that never got anywhere because of the same fighting that did not make us do the election earlier. You will see that we have no choice but to go according to what the Council of Elders are saying, which says that we should do our elections 2 years
somebody asked
before
apart
the time.
From some judicial court with me, and don't you think that the art of communicating it to those who disagree, you know, and I'll be to me master. So they grab it the way you've grabbed it.
No, I know they will. You know,
that this is just where the GDA said they have to, because also, for instance, that Okasa said the same amnesty I did me in buy na infant say any mooding comwe. And you don't know, you don't understand why, and now you don't see why the General Secretary will not understand. The only thing
that the General Secretary and my other colleagues are saying, it's very simple. Almost say, we 50 plus 1. They began say, that is what they are using at the front. The 50 plus 1 was there since August 2020, when we took over power. And we've been working together until recently, until somebody else took us to court. So why is that an issue? Over 1 and something years that we worked, we went to meetings together, we did everything together, we pushed the party forward. So why was a 50 plus 1 as the chairperson's position a question, a problem? The 50 plus 1, which is supposed to be the chairperson's number you get before you become a chair of our party, was set aside per the 2020 court case. It was set aside. So when they went and they did the settlement, they gave it to an IOC, which is not our usual thing. We did our elections in 16 regions, which is not in our constitution. So the whole entire constitution technically was set aside, and it was set aside by Akwete and Co. when they took the party to court. Please, are you understanding? So when the Council of Elders took the party and came in, they did what they thought would help us to take us to the next election, so we are not outside the election. So they use what we call simple majority. In other words, instead of saying you get 50 plus 1, if you get a simple majority, then you become the chair. I got an overwhelming simple majority. I got a third more than the next person. I got 915, the next person got 600 and something. You understand? Not only that, I won in 10 regions out of the 16 regions. So I got an overwhelming majority. Based on that, we have been charged to build the party and do what is right, i.e. making sure that we go to elections 2 years before whatever we're supposed to do, so that we have a party that works. This is not something, for me, it is something that either the court system or the elders will have to overcome. It's not a problem.
Nana chairperson, I never could pa me dream who to say I say. Unjana me ka say. Me ten or abontin say CPP ntokwasim. Nti say me pe CPP kra me na say bia me NDC and NPP I ka say me ntam baby sa. Ana say me to me mabako NPP ana say NDC I ka say ade ya we dey on one number winning. But you see, you are telling us now say ntokwano ye feel say Akosua no ade amode strengthening party no
necessary ntokwa
necessary ntokwa was say etimi was say esinetwa
precisely
na ye hunu say CPP kona ni ma na say enkona no te say de wo ka say a form ho no e was say mo hwe na bia polling station ni hwan na mo building nyina together so that more bambe hu say afide ya crowd say ye ba. But ade ba ko a me say ma bisa sa asem no nkwa na me guso a me bo ha me say enkofo na omunya nte de mo pese mo kire na se no eya ye den ama mo sambe mo ate ase, and that is what is becoming the problem now. Omo amoni omo ewo issues na de ntantokwa na ekono differences no ironing it out has become difficult.
Pacho, UTBB. In America, says yeah, will be a kind democracy. You can't cry here, Juma power. We use America as one of the examples. But so we share history now. There was a time the North and South, they fought to exhaustion. They fought to exhaustion because one wanted to keep slavery, the other said they should be freed. The Americans say. And when they fought to exhaustion, then the country's democracy began to work because then respect for human rights and everything now can be built based from there. And see, for me, it is not every fight that you see that is the problem. Some fights are necessary. And I can give you an example. I can't say the MPP fight was necessary, but it was the same party today. I had normal winning power, where their chairperson and their general secretary were sidelined, and look at all the things that happened. Sometimes it becomes necessary for the moving forward of a party to do what is right. Yeah, political party CPP, we have the best ideology. We have the best people with the best heart. All of us fighting. If you see us, we all have choices. We have chance. We can choose, but we've chosen CPP because we believe in helping the people. However, the system and the mechanism that we need to use is what is becoming a problem. I don't believe that because we had 4 years, we should fight for 4 years. That means that we are going to be eligible for another election in 2024. At what point do you have your message? At what point do people join you? At what point? It's not going to work. We need to have our parliamentarians ready 2 years before the time. We need to have the presidential candidates ready 2 years before. I didn't say it. So that is our constitution. And see, what's the fight that we are fighting today is a necessary evil.
But
it's a necessary evil.
So I understand you. But what I am saying is
and trust me, it will be over if that's what you are trying to say. It will be over.
If there is it doesn't look like there is any end in sight.
Oh no! Please, when did we start? I beg your pardon. When did we start fighting? We've been together for how many?
Talk on some more timelines.
And to quite who say about BBT number. We've been together for almost 1 1/2. This is the second year. We won power in August, and now of late you see Center quite by any leadership in term. It is a reason. The reason is simple. My country. The reason. Like
do I call you factions? Say be money or more disagree no. Meaning I do because say then more din komo kakra sie.
Yes, you see.
A kwan wo ho sa e bitimi si.
And paying for now party ni mo no. Any party no, I am paying for party.
When was the last time only general secretary Kasai?
General secretary. I would say many share court.
but you have a phone number.
Oh yes, my phone number.
And
but show with you. And yeah, about it is nice. So what's happening with Komwe? Emma and winning power ma CPP. Madaroma. Komwe di M1 CPP. The party has one of the best policies for this country. The people in the party have one of the best hearts for the country. I have no doubt in my mind. Call Akosua, call Samia, call Abu Sakara, call the names. These were people who had choices and options. Yeah, you know option. No, option. My general secretary has option. My national organizer has option. But we chose CPP because we believe in the ideals of Osagyefo for the Kwame Nkrumah. We believe in this country, and we believe the average person must be given a chance, and Ghana must work again. And that is why we have chosen CPP. However, and no one been to CPP what problem. And no one been say, and no one say over the years, no elections, no in term. We don't have time for them our message to go to the people. And we have ignored the grassroots. But even grassroots, you need grassroots. You need police station electoral people. When you add our grassroots membership, we will end up with over 800,000. Nobody would win power. Only if we vote for ourselves.
Now you are aware of what you're saying. CPP leadership.
The only problem is say, who said who give us power and I said who be no What it means is that you're entitled to 4 years. That is what the Constitution says. Say when you pick who was sent to a situation, 4 years. May other executives in 4 years. The regional 4 years. even constituency in poem say 4 years. Ebi mu se san but the yen hu sa we no. Enti se wo bana se amonya ni 2 years a. It says a certain sacrificial spirit and a certain understanding. Enti yen council of elders no omo te ho e no mo hwe de boa yen. Omo na omo de sa 4 years na be ka case na court no. Ye call ye say 50+1 omo yi ato akoni baby. Eno de mpakoro de we're pulling it out. But in place of that, and no I can say ye ha no yen only the 2 years by the end of this year no yen wie elections in Nara including our flag. Now yen 2 years, a clear 2 years of campaign and working in the country. And no problem. And na ye come talk you papa. There's nothing beyond that. My name is secretary any problem. We've been working for 1.5 years now. We haven't had any problem. Your problem are just personal problems that you get in any group of people. But I don't have any ideological problem with my secretary. What we are having today is the fact that she's talking about 50+1, which is over almost 2 years now. You
will be able to have a meeting as a party executive. Now, what me take a decision.
Precisely.
A bit to me, I trickle down. I might or more pay tea in an BAT. But it is taking. You are.
I give you an American example. The Americans just trying to ensure what I told you earlier. They fought to exhaustion.
Until we just say bit me up, you bit me up 2024.
It will never. It can't because
it doesn't have to.
It can't because they said yeah party they paying for unlike other party. Yeah say who imagine their man atwaso. Yeah party and paying for party and paying for no say. Yeah, election see by the end of the 2 year because but per our constitution. Yeah, constitution if we are from that on near to us.
Okay, so bet me about say executives no bet me lose one position for CPP to move on.
Oh, even if I have to lose my position for CPP to move on, I'm ready. Let me can say because
what's the point?
Does
it look like it? Said the AC this hard direction in the Ekwana.
Media
because if you take an entrenched position,
yes.
So it means that some or say binum titona party no moving on.
And I can say yeah party need they paying for party. Say previous son. Yeah one paying for a party ma or my ministers. Or my co jail in 2 years. Yeah chairperson. He was a minister or co jail for 3 years. Yeah one paying for my parliamentarians or my co jail. They are parts of our party. Patriotic. And see when your party yeah and then my na dia. Omo share party so omo na sem na me dis no. I am following the dictates of the Council of Elders, whose dictates are a more constitutional mandate in our party. That whenever there's issue, they come in, say what to do so that the party stays, final. It is there in our constitution. And yet, many obia cool. Many from many yagan any problem. Many you remember many obia any problem. If we are all working together as a team, the problem I was to say any split as to whether you be 2 years elections by the end of this year. And I say buy and next year. And now 4 years. That is where the problem is.
And for say CPP na 2 big political parties, 2 leading political parties now. Were interested. Sometimes some of them pull some strings. Maybe they are interested in what is happening. And they are behind. Maybe Abakoye behind you, Abakoye behind the other group. I
agree with you perfectly well in the sense that that's the perception. Perception sometimes can be as real. If you look at what you just asked me, if you're MPP, say the Obi to say Omo chairperson was a very strong CPP member. He went to parliament through CPP. We share NDC, a strong part of them, including even the former president. Niba Pampo ye CPP ni. A lot of CPP people are there, but some of us have made a choice and a decision that in as much as we can join any of the political parties, we have chosen to build the CPP because of its ideals and principles for the people, because of its ideals and principles to raise Ghanaian image and give the Ghanaian the capacity to become who he is based on what God has given you. Ideals believe in, which is the ideals of Ghana. Yeah, they did Ghana by. Yeah, they did independence. I can't want to say me. They Ghana. The Ghana. There was no Ghana. And see, yeah, there were no Kawajino. Yes, there's always this perception and this rumor. Sign MPP one in Sawaha, NDC one in Sawaha. But it will take a leadership.
Do you get calls from either of these parties?
Do I get a call?
Do you get calls from either of them? Say they are there, Akosua.
Me want NDC mu. Me come through my program. I have a lot of them. I broker them on money. They are all my children that I've worked with. Let me can say. Me want paying for.
Do they call you? Say, yeah, man,
they won't call me. Do you know why? Because it's not in their interest. CPP. I have people in MPP. They won't call me because it's not in their interest. CPP picture. But are you getting my point? Sabi a president in Puerto or taste to say oh yeah. Me nuya mami. Oh me ye mampon fie. Me pass upon kuma. Onana or papa preko penny mampon hini. And see me yes no. Where I say me nuya papa no. But that's not the point, so Papa. It is about Ghana. And it's about making Ghana work. We're giving the better option for the country. And people know that we have the best policy for Ghana. And why do I say we have the best policy? If you look at the state of the Ghanaian today, we share Ghana for baby ejinane. We share the fact say you can't seem to find any solution for the Ghanaian, even the Ghanaian youth. Where is the future of the Ghanaian youth today? But he will get it in CPP. And when we open that 800,000 for people to take positions, and then 800,000 members. So I'm talking about executive positions in the party, from police station to electoral event, which has not been done in a long time. And anything that you are trying to do in life, it's always difficult.
Share microphone. Share camera. Numna can't say. Ghana for we say.
We want
now only Ghana for Nkasa. Na ana we member there 1 3 camera 1. Okay. Until only Ghana for Nkasa. Natural move be a CPP jinani empon.
Yo. Ghana for Madaruma. Min yeframe Nana Akosua Frimpomaa Saponkoma. Me na me chairperson of the Convention People's Party. What it is and same because of party name. Party be and same woman. At the conta ye den what in say. Yen sat me by with a commitment. Say baby my party CPP asan taking into my payfra. That means that you the 2 minutes per mawo. 2 minutes all that time the leadership system. You the ma constituencies, no. You the ma polling station. You the ma electoral. You were 800,000 positions from chair to every other position. Any you the mamu. Ya de mamu because mo pet na mbeto magana ye baby Ghana e kono nyina nim se enko ye mo baby MPP de enkosi baby NDC de nam omo kontokwa we ba na we ba so ye enko ye nim emrante ho kire omo accommodation ye problem everything in Ghana she filter your team the Ghanaian odona ode makro man no e ma ni team e bibi no sa edono ekọ. I was see a sign ignited that spirit, and it's the spirit of Osage for the Takwame Nkrumah, and we say near Breno. And Tokwa Matis here Kodin in Tokwa, a reorganization, get back on track to what is right, which is to give the power back to the people, and that is what we intend to do. Yes, Ramon, Obiara would say mini biara, cppparty.org, cppparty.org. Yeah, code subeba. Na utsibia go ahead and register. Open constituency what's a constituency open sorry then you go ahead and register polling station electoral any pankwa or pim and hang or tree position and Nigeria. Na mo fa in 2 minutes ya ho odin and some build the crow bi me fa odo crow mind do and build obia to che to who fa che ye dey build the crow. Why you wadwin say wo pe bibia aye de me so ma CPP na say wo pe say wo boa ma mran se ni dachi ma no etimi sorry na omunya pride e wo krom ha say to say de ye nya before no dia e na ye sere mo CPP abie ni pon bie
all right
momra cppparty.org na me ma ba ko omo fe ne *93*277# e beba out benefit chineko na register ye ba ho ne nyina em build ko ni biem mo me fa odom build Ghana na Ghana ye pe na ye man mo me nyina build ko ni biem
that's Nana Akosua Frimpomaa Saponkoma chairperson ma the Convention People's Party. Medini Kwaku Owusu Eje Pato. Nyame adoma we are 2 to 6 and share be original 91.9 FM na. Emfa adwene kasa dwumadi no na adwempa dwumadi on original TV ha na eba no kokro abom. E kina no pa e be so hia. Nyame kan ho ba.